We'll search up. I mean, I probably just want to pacify the other thing that has a piece of equipment. So, second bound in silence. Attach. And that's exactly when it would get around something that's hexproofed, by the way, right there. Oh, no, the last one I can wait on. He may not think that I have another Rift Watcher, and we can maybe gobble something up. Well, we wouldn't be gobbling it up. Do we have enough tutors that I can give up the lieutenant? I kind of like killing this recruit. No, that won't work because I'd have to already be blocking. We just take it. It's not lethal. And then I can tutor for something in the end step after we see if he has another play. Treebeard says I want a list for Rebellion. Sure. These are technically here. They're tap lands. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I would maybe consider adding is like the fourth Bound in Silence somewhere. We haven't used the Crushers once, by the way. Not that you wouldn't do that. Also, I'm budget here on the Embolden. You should get the other card that kind of acts like Embolden. No, this deck's sweet. I'm having fun with it quite a bit. Deck list. Here you go. Now he's moving the Splitter to the Frogmite. Okay. But I can just tap it with the Sayers. What are we getting instead? You wouldn't want to get the Rift Watcher. I mean, I can Bound in Silence again. That seems like overkill. Yeah, it seems like overkill. But maybe that's right. This is tap down, toughness 2 or less. Okay, so you would Bound in Silence the recruit, actually. I think that's the last one. And yeah, I mean, maybe that's a reason to... Okay, so now we're on 12 mana. So that's 4/4/4. If we want it. There's not many 3s left, though. A lot of them now are 2s, so it doesn't even matter. I think actually what I'm supposed to do is finally just deploy some of the things that I have from hand. Or maybe just the Rift Watchers. That'd be... Then I'd have 9 mana, so... 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3... Like, I have 6 and 2. I could do Sergeant into a Lieutenant activation into... Sergeant, right? 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't know, I think we should just keep working from the deck. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and a 2. I guess you could play the Lieutenant then. So that'd be Lieutenant plus 10 mana worth of activation. That seems fine. And we'll get in with the Flyer. Just the Falcon. Phantom says, you angel? Riftwatcher is not an angel, but I see what you mean. Okay. Harpoon says, what's the BPS Rebel? Oh, well, thanks, Panamax. I guess that's a compliment. I'll take it. Yeah, this deck's really fun. Yeah. I mean, I'm pleased with it. It's doing basically everything the last version that we built was doing, except instead of splashing black, we're splashing Tron. So, I don't know. Biggest common would be a 2/3. That's within tutoring. Would be crazy to add a Bola? I don't know. Wouldn't you still add the 4th Bound in Silence before you do anything else new? We haven't used the Crusher once. One does not simply splash. Want some more changelings? You can. Oh, we tried. Mm-hmm. I like being more of a control deck than an aggressive deck. But you could tailor this to be aggressive if you want to. Now remember, just because it's not in our color combination doesn't mean we can't find it. It can't be a spell, though. Right, just because it's not in our... We have to look at the Pauper ones, though. Just because it's not in our colors doesn't mean we can't run it. It just means if we drew it, we wouldn't be able to use it. So you gotta be careful. Now this would be sweet. This one would be sweet if we were still playing Black Rebels, because it basically be tutor this, pay black, kill something, on the blocks. So, like we lose out on cards like this by going into Tron, but not that we were running it before. I didn't think to. That's sweet. That gives us more removal, more tutorable removal. Or if you want a regenerator. Yeah, there's really nothing in common for us unless you want to go into black and then you get some of these. You get one that can get really big. Yeah, okay, so if we went black, if we went back to black-white rebels, there are some relevant changelings in black. This one, and maybe the regenerator, this one for blocking. Repeated blocking, kill something, and a shade, basically. Marvin says the Tron lands are just here to get more tutor activations, basically. That's too bad I was hyped for changelings. Well, Harpoon, we could totally do it. Harpoon, hold up, friend. I'm down. Let's see, Pauper Rebellion version 1. So this is Tron Trebellion. I'll think of a better name. Trebek. Alright, so you've got Pauper Trebellion. So where were we with the black variant? Like, again, we could fix this one up and then use some of these really cool tutors. They all have different implications. Like, this one's a shade. This one can block repeatedly. This one. Unfortunately, Nameless doesn't really work like you want it to because these say get a permanent. Also, by not being black, we lose Blight Speaker. This gives us an indirect kill, so you can be even more dirtily, the Blight Speaker, but you lose out on the Tron mana. Unless we want to try to fuse both ideas, but if you do, you lose out on the white stuff, like Dust to Dust. You can still try to put Dust to Dust in. Yeah, I think a Black Splash would be really, really hard to pull off with the Tron as well, but you could try. This one's the Shade, and then... Where's the Doomblade one? Or not Doomblade. The one that you could... Yeah, that's 3 mana as well. So these are all additions you could get. Tron plus Black-White would seem risky. Yeah, but it might be fun to try to stretch what the deck is. I mean, Dude, there are like 4-color Tron decks. They're already... Like, if you look at the metagame, check this out. Just take a look. Isotron. This is 3-color. Pulse. So it's mainly blue-red, but it's got a black splash. It's got a green splash, so it's like 4 colors. Um, like we get Chainer's Edict if we go into black again, by the way. If you go Tron black, you get Chainer's Edict, which would be pretty powerful. Yeah, we would get Chainer's Edict. Ooh, we'd also get that other exile spell, the one where you have to tap creatures, but it has flashback. Oh, that'd be sick. Actually, that one's maybe just better. Well, edicts are good against Bogles, but we're already good against Bogles thanks to... You wouldn't want edict effects, actually, because we have the thingy. That's the power of Tron. They can splash anything. Right, I mean, like, some of these Tron decks, that's 5-color Tron. This one. Yeah, this one's 5-color Tron. Fangren Marauder. Yeah. Delight says multicolored Trons will play all 8 eggs. We wouldn't have to go that far. I bet we could get away with just Prism and I actually would prefer the rampy ones to the color ones because we're not being that greedy. We're only going to be 2-color. I actually would just run the Prism and the other. Although that would like saturate us, I guess, with turn 2 plays, but I have to get more Prisms. Prism and maybe some number of the other. The Prismatic is the one that ramps you. This one's just draw and fixing, whereas Prismatic is ramp. So a split of those, and then boom, maybe you could pull off Black and Tron. 6 Prisms, Crumbling Holdout, Settlement, or Grotto. Just run Signets. Like Orzhov Signet. Again, I liked Blight Speakers for the indirect kill potential, but you don't need the playset. And the only other black tutorable that I like is the Trapper. That's the black Tapic Richard. This guy's just way more effective than Doomsayers and the other. Like, if you have Trapper, you could argue you don't even need Doomsayers or the other. You could argue that it makes both of these specific tappers irrelevant and you're better off just using Trapper. That's another benefit to going into black. In fact, I would probably just run 2 Trappers. Because it's just the better card, but it's in black. How needed is the Tron, though? I feel like we've done it with Tron, we've done it without Tron. Harpoon. We've played the deck with and without Tron. That's a good question. It might just be greedy and unnecessary. It's cool, though, because it gives you like way more activations. Like, if you don't run Tron mana, I think you only get 1 activation a turn on average. If you run Tron mana, you have the potential to do it 2, maybe 3 or 4 times. We were doing it about 3 times once Tron was online. Right. Right, the Tron, like for us, that's absolutely right. So for us, what happens is you don't typically form your Tron as soon as other Tron decks, but we're forwarding our Rebels plan, and then once we have several tutors established, then they're like, okay, let's go ahead and crack these maps, go grab the Tron pieces we were missing, because you should naturally draw 1, maybe 2. Assemble your Tron, you're like, okay, now I'm tutoring multiple times a turn. And then the real power of the deck, as you saw there against an opponent, very, very, very grindy. And we literally fought 2 very different matchups. We literally played against most of the format. If you look at what the format is, it's either control or it's something aggressive. We played against both just now. We played a control deck. We played like a blue-black kind of thing, and we beat that. And then we played